Once again, it's a privilege to be welcomed into your homes. Today we are reading from Matthew chapter 15, verse 29 to 34. At that time, Jesus walked by the Sea of Galilee and went up the mountain and sat down there. Great crowds came to him, having with them the lame, the blind, the deformed, the mute, and many others. They placed them at his feet, and he cured them. The crowds were amazed when they saw the mute speaking, the deformed made whole, the lame walking, and the blind able to see. And they glorified the God of Israel. Jesus summoned his disciples and said, "My heart is moved with pity for the crowd, for they have been with me now for 3 days and have nothing to eat. I do not want to send them away hungry, for fear they may collapse on the way." The disciples said to him, "Where could we ever get enough bread in this deserted place to satisfy such a crowd?" Jesus said to them, "How many loaves do you have?" 7, they replied, "and a few fish." He ordered the crowd to sit down on the ground. Then he took the 7 loaves and the fish, gave thanks, broke the loaves, and gave them to the disciples, who in turn gave to the crowds. They all ate and were satisfied. They picked up the fragments left over, 7 baskets full. In the first part of the reading, Jesus heals the broken, and the crowds who witness it are astonished at Jesus' life-giving work and praise God because of it. Jesus appears to be working on his own. Immediately after this time of ministry, Jesus attends to the needs of the crowds. Noticing how hungry they are, he has compassion for them and sets himself the task of feeding them. However, on this occasion, he doesn't work alone. He involves his disciples very directly. He shares his concern with the crowds with his disciples. He questions them about the resources of food to be found among the crowds. He involves them directly in feeding the crowds from these resources. Perhaps there is an image here of how the Lord works today. There are times when he engages very directly with people who come to him in their need, as in the first part of the reading. There are other times when he needs his disciples to minister to people in the way he wants. He needs us to give expression to his own compassion for people, just as he needed the disciples in the reading. Like them, we may feel inadequate before the task the Lord seems to set us. Where could we get enough bread in this deserted place to feed such a crowd? Yet the reading shows us that the Lord can work powerfully through what can seem to us to be very inadequate resources. Dear friends, our equivalent of the 7 loaves and a few fish can be enough for the Lord to do his work if we entrust those resources to him and create space for him to do his life-giving work through them. Shalom. Peace.